Hello and welcome to the September 17th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we're taking a look at Quantum Corp, ticker symbol QTM. This is about a $364 million technology company. It is a small cap, so you're going to have to deal with a little bit more volatility perhaps in this issue. But taking a look at the chart, you can see that back toward the end of July on this big red candlestick, we had actually opened around $1.90, finishing down at about $1.55, maybe a little lower than that, taking out the earlier support, which was at about $1.68. So once we had that breakdown, we went back up, we retested it, and then we fell back until we put the hammer in at the bottom after we had moved down to about $1.10 on the low. From that point until now, we've actually been moving up pretty nicely. And check out the volume trends. Before, when we saw movement to the upside during this downtrend, it was mostly a lot lighter than what we had been seeing on the way down. But that's not the case any longer. On these moves to the upside, we've seen excellent volume, and in fact, probably the last over the last month, the 5 or 6 biggest volume days have been up days. So we're definitely seeing some more interest in the stock on the long side, and a couple of things technically looking pretty good about the stock here as well. QTM, you can see that the MACD has crossed back above the center line for the first time since back in early May. And on this push to the upside, as we mentioned, the volume trends looking pretty strong as well. So we've got the MACDs pointing up, showing which is indicative of bullish momentum, and we've got volume trends on our side. So those are two real positives here. Also, you can see we climbed up above the 50-day moving average also for the first time since back in the second week of May. And with that move above the 50-day, you can see that we did have the great volume, and we did close fairly close to the high of the day, which I think is good as well. One other technical note here, if you take a look at the pattern that's developed since the end of July when we broke down, we actually went in, put in a left shoulder down here just about the 145, 146 area, went back up, put in the left side of the neckline, which is also close to that 168 area, came back down, put in the low with that hammer that represents the head, came all the way back up. We tested the 50-day moving average and this neckline once again, setting up the right side of the neckline. The latest pullback, you can see another hammer printed right on the low on this right shoulder, and now we're moving back up to test the neckline for a breakout with the big volume that we mentioned. So I think if QTM can take out this 168 area, there really isn't anything on the chart until we get up to 190. So that would be about 22 cents, or roughly, what's that, 13% from this $1.67 close today. So I think that we've got a shot here if QTM can get a little more momentum going on Friday. I think this one's got a chance maybe to do some pretty good things here in the near term. But we'll check it out and see. Make sure the volume confirms that move, though, to the upside. Now, to the downside, I'd want to watch these recent lows. I think a close back below about 148 to 150 would have me very nervous. So you got to be willing to give this one a little bit of room to the downside. But I do think this one's got a decent shot to make the breakout on Friday. We'll see. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.